Alright, so today taking a look at the highly anticipated Baldur's Gate 3. Now, this game seems to be in early access, seems to be like for a couple years now, and it is finally out. And not having played any of the early access or seen any videos of this game other than the reveal trailer a few years ago, I will have to say if you played their other games, original Divinity Sin, it is very similar to that. Now, before I go deeper into my impression, let's take a look at the ultra wide support. Now, this game, ultra wide support, is fantastic. You will get ultra wide support in gameplay, in game cinematics, and also the pre render cutscenes. Although I did notice that the pre render cutscenes will not fill the entire screen, there is still a little bit of a slight black bar on the left and right, but unless you're really looking for it, you won't really notice it. The menus, UI, and the HUD are all neatly arranged for 21 by 9, so it looks really good. Again, this is a fantastic ultra wide game. So Larian deserves a lot of prop from the ultra wide community. And word is that it also supports 32 by 9 perfectly as well. So there you go. Performance wise, it runs fantastic. Upon booting up, you do get the option to choose between DirectX 11 or Vulkan. Now, if you have a high end system or a pretty high spec, always choose Vulkan. If for some reason the game is not very stable for you, just switch it back to DirectX. But for the most part, if you have a high end system, there is no reason to use DirectX 11 unless you're uh, encountering issues. But for me personally, Vulkan runs fantastic. Now, when you boot up the game, there is a Larian launcher. I've never seen it before. It just contains the Boulder Gate 3 and their other two Divinity Original Sin game. This is where you can pick between DirectX 11 and Vulkan. But for the most part, it's pretty unintrusive. But some people, I thought I'd just bring it up because some people don't like any type of launcher. So just keep in mind there is a launcher when you boot up the game. Now, graphically, Baldur's Gate 3 does look a little bit better than our last game, Divinity Original Sin 2. However, the animation during the cutscenes, especially the character animation, is still a little bit stiff and it is not very smooth. It's pretty rigid. And the voice acting is very good, but just the way that it is being presented and how rigid the animation and the way it is cut, it seems very disconnected in a lot of the cutscenes, and that is a shame because voice acting is pretty good for the most part. The game looks great. The color really pops. It's just the animation is the only drawback right now. Now, if you have an HDR monitor, this game is absolutely fantastic. It even without HDR, the color already pops. So with HDR on, everything looks absolutely gorgeous, especially during the cutscenes when the character model is a lot more detail. And with that HDR, everything just really pops. It's fantastic. And it does support upscaling technologies such as DLSS and FSR, and that is it. Of course, you can play this game solo, but there is multiplayer, I notice. And in the multiplayer tab, there is online and the LAN, which is just blows my mind when I see that now. A tab for LAN gaming that is more back in the days, the 80s and 90s. So it is very rare to see that as an option now. But if you don't want to play by yourself, just hop online, join one of the lobbies that other people have created, and you can just jump right in and play with other people. It is actually pretty easy. And if you just want to hook up with some friends and just play locally, there's an option there too. So, yep. As for the game itself, as I mentioned in the beginning, it is very similar in terms of the combat. It feels very similar to Divinity Original Sin, but that could be a good or a bad thing depending if you were looking for more of a bit of a different experience. You might not find it here. You get the Baldur's Gate lore, but then the gameplay is gonna feel very remnants of their previous game. So that could be a good or bad thing depending if you played it their previous game or not. and you will have to dedicate a lot of time to the game. It can be pretty daunting just starting out if you've never played their previous game before, as because this game will take a lot of your time, and if you're juggling between games or you just don't have a lot of time due to other things, this game might not be for you. As like I said, to fully enjoy this game or just this type of genre, it does take a lot of time and dedication to be able to really immerse yourself in the universe and the lore. Alright, guys, that just wraps up my quick impression and very little snippet of this 100-hour plus game. And again, I appreciate you guys watching this far, and until the next one, I will see you later. Take care for now. Peace out.
Finish this.